What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about Predator Hunting Grounds. I want to give my full review on this game. Now, I don't review all that many things, although I'm trying to do it a little bit more often on this channel. And I wanted to give you guys my impressions on this game. If you guys are new to the channel, well, I've covered Predator Hunting Grounds a lot on this channel, a lot on Podcast Now. And I felt now is the time that I kind of want to bring it all together on this channel to give my full impressions of it. So here's what I'll say. And I don't give review scores. I more or less just talk about if you should get the game, if you should not, what are the pros, what are the cons. So let me say this. I think this game is an enormous amount of fun, and it's enormously flawed. I think that's pretty much a good summation of what is. I think actually tomorrow on Podcast Now, I'm going to be talking about the review scores, like on the Metacritic. It's getting pretty bad. It's getting pretty bad review scores. Not a lot of people are giving it high scores. Most people are giving it very, very like below average or average, and they pretty much sum it up as there's fun to be had, but you have to go searching for it, and it's not consistent. It's not every time. I feel like that's relatively true. I think this game is exactly what I thought it was going to be, and for that, I would say I'm happy with it. I think that being a smaller team in Alphonic, I'm not going to give them, I'm not going to make excuses for them, but they are a smaller team. They had some success with Friday the 13th. They also had some problems, and some problems I think were never fully fixed. So going into Predator, I had a different mindset, a different expectation about what this game was going to be. And playing this game, especially in the trial, seeing the potential, seeing how much fun a game like this can truly be at its peak. I mean, it really is. It's so much fun. But then also seeing, all right, the worries are there. And now playing the base game, pretty much the same thing. You can tell that they have improved a couple things from the trial. Is everything improved? No. There are still a lot of bugs. There's still a lot of problems. With that being said, they've talked numerous times, especially on their Twitter, right, of how they're working as fast as they can to get patches out to try and fix these things. Now, will all of these things be fixed? I hope so, but honestly, their history tells me that it won't. And I don't like saying that. I don't like being that kind of, pessimistic about it, but they haven't been the greatest at that kind of stuff in their history. Now, again, do I think that some of the stuff is going to be fixed? Yeah. At its base, Predator Hunting Grounds, I think, is a really, really fun experience. Can it get hampered by the Predator attacking too early and the match ending too early, or a fire team becoming the Predators themselves and hunting the Predator, and so suddenly you're the Predator, you're supposed to be hunting them, and all of a sudden they're hunting you, and you're like on the defense? Yeah, those are problems. Those are definitely problems. But for what the game is, it's got a lot of stuff. It's got a lot. You constantly feel like you're gaining something, I think, in terms of, and I mean that actually in multiple ways, leveling up. You level up pretty fast, and there's loads of things you unlock. Yeah, when you get in the higher levels, you unlock things at a much slower frequency, but that's pretty much any game, right? When you get up there in the levels, I'd say around level 45 to 50, you start to, you're obviously still level up relatively quickly, but you don't get all that much. It's mainly those last perks, the last couple guns, stuff like that. Those are the last things you get. So it does slow down, but it constantly makes you feel like you're earning something. And I do appreciate that, honestly, when any game does that. I've talked a lot about that with Uncharted. The Uncharted multiplayer is one of the reasons I love those games so much. Is specifically the multiplayer part is, you get the medals. You get medals all the time in those multiplayer matches for doing God knows what, right? But you're constantly getting rewarded for what you're doing. And I feel that is the case in Predator. Same thing with the customization options. You can really make your character, both the fire team and the Predator, look really awesome. Lots of different variations. And yeah, you're starting to see people have the same ones and stuff. And they definitely need to add more, and they will add more. But I think what we have as a base is great. The base game, I think, again, it's flawed, but it works really, really well when everything's firing out on all cylinders. If you have a good fire team that sticks together and you have a good Predator that knows when to attack, when to separate the group, when to weaken them, when to jump in there and finish them off, when to run away, all of those things, when you have good players, I think the game is really, really good. Now, yes, bad players do weaken it. They just do. If you're on a fire team and you have people just running away and doing their own thing, and then you're left and you guys all get picked off by a Predator, or again, if you're a Predator and all of a sudden the fire team is in God mode and they just take you out very, very easily, they mark you to death, right? You never get unmarked. It seems like you're spotted 24/7. Yeah, that can hamper the experience, but I feel like that one thing they have improved is the times that reducing the amount of time it takes to get into a match. They've definitely reduced that, and I think it shows. I think it honestly shows in a better experience where, yeah, even if you do get kind of a lame match, or it ends sooner than you wanted to, or you die earlier than you wanted to, and you're like, oh man, like I didn't even get to play, right? I guess the positive is you can get to jump back in right away. You jump back right in, and then you hopefully have a better experience, right? So I do think the game has a lot of flaws. There are so many bugs. The Predator can get stuck. The Predator cannot leap. The Predator can lose the ability to jump. There's so many problems specifically with the Predator. Same thing with the Fire Team. There are some problems with the Fire Team. Overall, I think there's some things they need to take away from the Fire Team. And there's obviously things they can do to improve the game. We've talked about that on podcast now. Again, I bought this game for the potential. It depends on what you are buying this game or have bought this game for, right? If you already have the game, I assume you had your reasons to do it. If you're looking to jump in, and we have gotten this, right, in live streams, we've had people say, is this game worth getting? I think it is. I really think it is. It does depend on the kind of game that you want. I think this game can be very, very fun playing it with a team. I think if you talk to people, I've played this a lot with Tyler, if you talk to people when you're playing it, I think it does enhance the experience, because I think generally you're just a little bit better because you can communicate better. Everybody, at least the people talking, are on the same page, right? I think generally it increases the value of this game. But I normally don't play it talking to anybody. I normally am completely silent. So I think you can still have a lot of fun there. I didn't honestly buy it to play with friends. That's not why I bought it. I bought it for the potential of this hunter kind of game. A Friday the 13th, Dead by Daylight, last year, The Nightmare, or whatever that game's called, like all these different kinds of games. I bought it for that reason, and I see so much potential. I think this game, again, when it's fun, it's a blast. It's so much fun. It can get really tense. It really, really can. You can feel like you're the top dog. You can feel like you're being hunted. All those different emotions, and I think it works relatively good most of the time. Is it a perfect game? No, but I think, again, it's why you bought this game. I bought this game because I see the potential. I see what can be added to make it even better, and I miss this kind of game in my life. And I've talked about it in different videos. Like, I like to have a multiplayer game that's like this, that I can jump into whenever I feel like it. I'm mainly a single player guy. I'm playing Final Fantasy VII's Remake, like, at the same time. I just finished Doom Eternal, all these different things. I'm going to be buying, Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, all these different single player games. I like having these. I loved For Honor for that reason. Was it the greatest game ever? No, but I liked being able to jump in and having fun with friends, or just playing it by myself, or playing it online in a different kind of situation. I enjoy that. I love to death Rocket League. Again, fast. You get in, you play it, you get out. It's actually why I like Doom Eternal's battle mode, the multiplayer there. You get in, you play it, you get out. I like to have a couple multiplayer games, at any given time. I like to have them stored on my PlayStation where I'm playing a single player game, but maybe one night I just want to play a couple matches of an online game, and I go to play it. That, in long term, that's why I bought Predator. So I could have that game to be like, okay, I know this game is solid. I know it can have a lot of fun. I know it can be tense as the Fire Team. I know it can be very strategic as the Predator. I want that. Obviously, for the first couple weeks, couple months, I'm going to play it like nonstop. But then after that, I still do want to play it. And I want it to be one of those like reserve games that I just play on a random night when I'm feeling like in a multiplayer mood. That's the reason I bought it. Again, everybody's reason is different. If you played it because you want like a super deep, like very functioning working game, which, yeah, we should all expect games to like work well when we buy them. Sadly, this one doesn't. I think that's just the way Elphonic works. I mean, at this point, again, I think we should all have expected that this game wasn't going to wasn't going to work very well to start, at least to start. That's just what, again, it's not really bagging on their company. That's just generally their history dictates that. If they had a history of making well-running games, I would be praising them, but they don't. So I really like this game. So, I mean, to end the review, again, I don't give review scores. I say get it. I say if you're on the fence, but you like what you've seen, or you think you can play it with friends, you know somebody else that has it, or you're just looking for like a fun multiplayer game like on the side, I would get this game. If you guys are like super annoyed with all the bugs you've seen, you're just not into it, anything like that, well then yeah, I mean, pass on it, right? Maybe get it on a discount. It's only $40. It's only $40. It's not a full price game, but I'm sure it'll go on sale within like the next year. You could probably pick it up for half the price eventually, right? So loads of opportunities to get it, even if you don't want to get it now. So guys, let me know in the comments below, have you gotten this game? What would your review be? Are you on the fence about this game? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you guys subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit the bell icon so you guys know when all of these videos go up, and thank you so much for watching, guys. I do a new video on this channel every single day, and so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's.